Brian Sherrod, your traffic reporter, is taking your traffic reports on the road in the First Alert Traffic Tracker. And Brian, where are you at? What can you tell us this morning?
You can see that the overturned trailer is still causing issues this morning. Good news, the tow truck is here. It was a rollover crash right on County Line Road where we are. We're going to give you a closer look on the scene. Now, when we first arrived on scene about 15-20 minutes ago, there were 8 different law enforcement vehicles out here, Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and now there's about 1. The tow truck just arrived to help get this rolled over vehicle off the road. Pretty bad crash actually involved 2 cars. A little right behind us, you can actually see one of the cars we're actually going to zoom into so we can show you just how bad this crash is. Now, this is right at Alameda and Dayton, like you just mentioned. As you can see, sections of the westbound lanes are actually blocked off this morning. You're not going to be able to drive through this area. We're driving around Tower Road in 56 as they're driving through it. That water is a lot deeper than you think. Look at these 2 cars that's driving through it. You'll be able to see them splashing through, and you'll be able to see their tires are completely under that water. And especially here in Commerce City, Brian and Ashley, look right behind us. You can see major flooding actually blocked off this road. This is the intersection of Havana and 96, but 96 is actually where the closure is. General Manager Matt Bryant tells me that they actually started seeing the hail hitting this field around 10 o'clock last night.
You have hundreds and thousands of hailstones hitting the greens. It's just like a battlefield, more or less. So we have to do different grounds practices to get the greens, back into smooth condition. So I'm very hopeful we're going to be able to reopen this weekend.
Crews are still here, but I can tell you that the ramp is actually back open. Even though the fire trucks are here on this scene, you can actually drive past it. Just take your time because they are still checking for hot spots. Right behind me, all lanes are closed between Havana and Colfax right at this intersection because of a fatal hit-and-run crash that killed a pedestrian. On an SUV crash and a semi crash is right here on I-70 at Byers. You can see the damage of the semi truck. The whole front of it just burned down pretty bad. Staying on top of this crash right here on Federal and West 10th Avenue, the tow truck just arrived on scene, getting the car that looks like it hit the side of the bus on the back of that tow. Look at the damage that you can see in the front of that car. A lot of the front bumper is actually in the street, and you can actually look at the glass windshield and see that it's pretty cracked as well. On the scene of a fire off of Union Boulevard. This is in Lakewood at the Dating. It is quite the mess. You can see probably the worst extensive damaged car that I see out here. Look at the front, completely totaled. You can see the side of the semi that actually is showing a big burn mark, but on the other side, a giant hole. Michelle, big issues with RTD, big issues with the roads you can see right behind us. And Michelle, it's not looking too good out here. This is actually on 120th between Lowell Boulevard and Federal Boulevard. I can tell you that 1 man has died from this crash, but again, they are continuing to investigate exactly what happened here with this crash this morning. So Michelle, again, this scene is not looking very good. Right here at Gale Boulevard and Thornton Parkway, and say that that's where all the problems started. Now, police say as they were contacting the suspect, a physical struggle happened, and the suspect grabbed for the officer's gun in the holster. Police say the officer struggled to retain his own weapon, and during the struggle, the officer was shot and suffered a serious injury. Another Thornton officer then ended up shooting the suspect, who ended up later dying on scene. He has been confirmed as an adult man at this time. Now, the officer who discharged their weapon has been placed on administrative leave, and this case will be reviewed by the district attorney's office. On of Cherry Creek Mall, but you look at this car behind me and look at how bad this car is damaged. It looks like it involves a car and 2 motorcycles. You can look right behind me. This is on I-25 southbound between Highway 7 and 144th. You can see that they're putting a car on the back of the tow truck. I was last on air before 90. Of course, Acres was at 8,000. It's already increased to 9,000. Still at 5% containment. So, Brian, it sounds like there's been a little bit of relief with the 5%, but we've seen crews driving through this area all morning long, and I know they're doing everything they can to get this fire put out. And Michelle, we're still working to find out exactly how many units out of the 78 are impacted, but many residents we spoke to today say that this was just hurtful for them to hear and also see when they got here. We're all trying to merge into this far left lane to get ourselves through this area, and as we're getting ourselves closer, you'll be able to see, we're trying to time it for you, the semi that's actually on fire. Okay, look at our right side of the camera, you'll be able to see it's scorched. They're still shooting water on it. I do want to show you these flames on top of this mountain. It looks like it's actually getting a lot worse as we see the sunrise coming up. Look at this, you can actually see smoke coming from the fire. You can see it burning. We keep seeing some spots where it's looking like the flames are kind of skyrocketing up a little bit. Now the sun is out, you're able to see exactly what what we're talking about. You can see the flames shooting up like I was talking about. Look right there, 2 different spots where you can actually see the flames skyrocketing up. I can't tell if it's burning a tree or just something in the area, but you can see exactly what I'm talking about, really causing problems here. Again, exactly why you're not able to drive through the area this morning. Brian, Michelle, I'm going to continue to keep you updated all morning long, but as you can see behind me, that's not looking too good.